Reds, Thursday's Talking Reds, Gareth Roberts, Paul Cope. What we're going to do today is we're going to answer some of your questions. Be honest with you, we've been doing a bit this morning, other work and things like that. We do work, honest. And this is a nice, easy way to do a video, because we want to do a video every day. But I haven't had time to trawl through all the newspapers and do all that kind of prep today. This is a nice, easy way to do it. So we've asked Twitter, but also as well, I did something on Reddit yesterday. So a shout out to them on the r/Liverpool FC subreddit. I hope I haven't said that like your dad and like said something wrong that I should have said there, but it's really good. There's 108,000 cop-heights on there, and basically it's people constantly chatting about Liverpool, throwing up links, and basically it's a good place to go and get a bit of Liverpool news, really. We use it all the time in work, and they've always supported the Anfield app. They've been great to us. They asked them if they asked me if I'd do one of these things called an AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. It was supposed to be on there for like an hour. Ended up on there for about 2.5. But I enjoyed it. It was a good laugh. It was a bit like this. It was just, having a chat about footy, but via the medium of Reddit. So if you're not onto that, give that a look, give that a go. Okay, so what questions have we got this morning then? They're starting to come in. I'm not getting involved in that one. Phil Burke, Ash Vegas Don says, has Cope's rider increased now he's a TV star? Now, if you don't know, Cope was on Sky Sports as part of their transfer deadline day coverage, representing the Anfield rap, weren't you, mate? And how was it?
It was, good. Funny, like mad. We haven't chatted about it, have we?
No, we haven't, no.
We've exchanged a few messages. Yeah, behind the scenes at Sky is just nuts. It's like, I've never been to Google, but it's the closest I can imagine it to being on like a Google campus. It was just very like flash and like swanky and all that. But I was laughing because they invited loads of like fan channels down, because I was saying to them all, they're basically getting scared of fan channels now, I think. And that's why BT and Sky are like, come in with us, come and work with us. But when you're behind the scenes, I say this about everything, like anyone out there who's like scared of getting going and anything, when you look at other people who've done something and you think, oh, I could never do that, it's just other humans making shit up as they go along. That's all it is. And theirs is just on a bigger scale because they started longer ago. Like there was one, and I haven't even seen this bit back. I didn't know they even put it out, where we all had to stand on like stairs to like represent. And they'd say like, well, move yourself around. I'd say where you're going to finish in the league. So I just thought, I'll take the piss on that. And I was like lashing the United fans down, and went to the top step and all that. But that was a section on Sky Sports News, and that literally came from one of the fellas we were talking to, just going, so what we're going to do now is, and he just made it up off the top of his head. And I was saying to everyone, this is just all everyone does. So yeah, it was fun. Like it was interesting seeing what's going on, and how much nonsense is built on nothing actually happening. Like, it's a full day. Well, that whole channel is built on that, isn't it? Now we're going over to Paul Cope to ask him what he thinks of Alisson. They got me on with a Chelsea fan, if you haven't seen it, to talk about, because Kepa had just broken the record. Literally, they told me about it about 10 minutes before I was going live on Sky Sports News. I'd never even heard of Kepa. Never heard of him. I was sitting there Googling him, and then got on and was just reeled out some stats. Yeah. It was one of them where you think, when you're sitting there thinking, should I play this like with a straight bat and be like professional because it's the first time on Sky Sports News and I'm nervous and all the rest of it, or should I go like Talking Reds with Robbo style and just say he's better than Kepa because he's got hands bigger than the moon? And I thought it's probably not right for me first go on Sky Sports to do that, so I'll save that for next time.
Tell you what, our mate Steve Warnock's doing a bit of media these days, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's everywhere, isn't
I
he?
know.
LFC TV.
Has he spoken to you about like finder's fees and stuff? You should be getting a cut of that, I think.
No, I mean, I think to be fair, I need to get in touch with him and get him on another pro view at some point. I might get him on a bit of video.
Do you reckon he might knock us back now, though?
He might do, mightn't he? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Will he get too big for his boots?
He had a bit of a laugh about you being on Sky, though, didn't he? He was getting involved in that.
Yeah.
And then you went back and said, yeah, I'm on the prime time slot.
Yeah, which, do you know what? When I said that, I didn't realise we were. Like, I forgot that the window shut at 5. Yeah. So I thought, they're going to put the fans on, like, in like the midday slot when no one's watching. But then I was like, oh no, we were on between 12 and 5, which was like the prime bit. And Steve was on just in the morning, so.
I've got another one directly for you there. I Hippier says, Kobe says we're going to win the boat race. Apparently you must have said that somewhere, mate.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was this lad. Someone said the way I go on, like it sounds like we're going to win the boat race and like Aintree and all that. And I went back to them saying, why are you being so negative? Why can't we win the boat race?
He's basically saying if we're going to win the boat race, then which LFC player would be the cox, the bow and the stroke? He's getting all technical about rowing here.
The cox is the fella who sits at the front, isn't it?
Shouts the instructions.
Just
and
says,
that,
like go
stroke,
faster.
Go.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's the easiest job in the world, isn't it? Just go faster.
Needs to be a little fella though, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's got to be someone really little, hasn't it?
But
have we got any little fellas? Who would have said it? Mo's quite little, isn't he? Is he? I think it's always hard to tell how big little footballers are because they're all next to each other.
Andy Robertson's not that big.
He'd be good. He'd be. Not sure he'd be great for it. He'd be lashing people off the boat, wouldn't he?
He'd kick off, wouldn't he, if they weren't doing it?
You got to keep
Milner
it out.
would be good, wouldn't he?
You want Milner's got to be. He's got to be rowing, hasn't he?
Yeah, Milner's
got
to be
probably do the rowing for everyone.
He'd probably just win it.
Who would you have?
I definitely have Milner involved. I don't know what the bow and the stroke and I don't know, but I'd have Milner on a rowing team, defo. And then you don't want you wouldn't want Virgil, would you? Because he's massive. And so
big.
Just slowing your boat down.
Yeah, too big.
Don't know too much about rowing, to be honest. Should we move on?
Although basically you can ask that question about anything and Milner's in.
By the way, just to show how chaotic this particular episode of Talking Reds is.
Just let me interrupt you.
Go on.
When you said that before, it's like as if we haven't done this before. Like I haven't been on with you for ages, and the last 2 times we've been on, this is what we've done.
This is what we've done, yeah. I mean, it's almost like I'm winging it.
Yeah.
Today's Talking Reds, by the way, is sponsored by Heritage on Castle Street. It's a boss little gaff for Scran, and there'll be more on that in the middle in a minute. But we're going to do a few more questions first. Oh, they're all coming in now quite nicely, actually.
Loads about Kev De Bruyne.
Yeah, loads of people asking about Kev De Bruyne, so
Everyone
let's do
excited.
that. I mean, I presume it was Walsh. She made a little bit of a joke on our Twitter yesterday, just saying announced the Premier League title for Liverpool, which is quite clearly a joke. In anyone's book, that is a joke. Yet you get people...
No, wasn't.
It wasn't Walshy, wasn't it? No,
it
was someone else. Anyway, whoever it was, it was just...
He's saying it wasn't a joke.
Oh, it wasn't a joke? Oh, okay.
Serious.
Anyway, whatever. But it's like people coming back going here, I can't believe you're being funny over an injury and all this. And it's like, can we all just lighten up about footy? Footy's meant to be a laugh and meant to be fun. And you've got people legging around doing mad videos of Mo and getting them in trouble with the police. You've got people kicking off about a tweet. Just all simmer down and enjoy footy. The new season started, it's bright outside. You've seen your mates again at the football. Liverpool have played some nice football. City have played some nice football as well, so I don't know what they're fuming about. Let's all be happy.
What I love about the modern world is everyone's offended, aren't they, by everything. You can't say anything without someone being, I'm offended by that, you're sound.
Yeah,
I'm not arsed.
Should we give, it really is a random Talking Red, should we give this lad a shout? Heroicart.com. He got in touch with me yesterday or earlier in the week and he just said, I am mate, I'm a big red, I do a bit of art and I've done something of Mo. Any chance you can give it a bit of a shout and maybe stick it in our Anfield wrap shop. So I've got to speak to the boys about whether they want to do the shop bit. But it's literally just the ride while we've been doing this. The girls behind us there handed me the thing. These boys were laughing at me at my attempts to open the package, which was really quite poor, but I got there in the end. Don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I guess if I put it there, you can see that? It's boss, that, isn't it? So yeah, that's a great little, put that up in the studio or in the office, I think, because it's fantastic that. So thanks very much to heroicart.com. And in general as well, if you're watching and you own a business and you do boss stuff and you just want to send me Gareth Roberts. Gareth Roberts, the Anfield Wrap Magazine Limited, Avenue HQ, 17 Man Island, Liverpool, L3 1BP.
We should turn this into, if you're going to do that, do it like a wedding list. Where you make a list of the things you want people to buy.
Someone sent me a tweet over the weekend and they said, I noticed on all your new video that you've been doing, that you've been wearing some nice polo tops and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, thanks very much, mate. And then he was like, can you not do a deal with someone whereby, like a brand or a shop where they send you a couple of nice tops and you wear them on the show and, give them a shout out? Any fucking chance? Be like those, like get one of those Amazon lists and all that and publishing it.
We
like.
should well do it.
Right, let's do a question in all seriousness. One more question and we'll go to the little break, do some more in a minute.
What do you think of De Bruyne?
What do I think about it? It's obviously a blow for City, isn't it? I mean, that's fairly obvious. He's a great player, and I think like he makes a massive difference to City. I'm not too au fait on who will take his place, to be honest, but I imagine he's not going to be as good as De Bruyne.
Yeah, well, this is the funny thing, though, isn't it? Because it's like, this is of course, opposition fans are like happy when one of the best players. City fans would be happy if Mo Salah got injured. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, and he's obviously clearly one of their best players, but it's not like they haven't got others, is it? Like
no,
he hasn't. He came. Were you watching? Did you watch the Arsenal game? And he basically just dominated Arsenal. And then with like 20 minutes left, they were like, "Oh, we'll bring on De Bruyne now." And like, oh, what a sub. So he hasn't even played, and that like they still battered. Their B team battered Chelsea's B team in the Charity Shield or whatever it's called now. They went to Arsenal and just strolled to a win without him. So. I think they'll be all right.
They'll be all right, yeah. They'll be all right. And he's not out all season or anything, is he? It's like 2 to 3 months, which is obviously a blow. I mean, we're missing Oxlade-Chamberlain for a big chunk of time. He'd help us, wouldn't he? But it's a fact of life in football, isn't it? I mean, who's the lad at left back? Mendy, is it for City? He was out for the whole season. He still won the league.
But he still got 100 points.
Yeah, exactly.
I was chatting to the City fan who went down to Sky last week. I was chatting to him about it, and I was saying like, because he asked me to do something for his thing, and. He said, seriously, where do you think he'll finish? Because for the purposes of Sky, I was like, we're going to win the league. But like, genuinely, I said to him, I think we'll finish in the top 2. And whether we win, it depends on how good yous are. And then he reminded me that Mendy was coming back and he didn't play the whole of last season, apart from 4 games. And like, he said the first 4 games was when they beat us 5-0. They beat someone else 6-2. Yeah. And I remember,
he was great.
The Robertson goal, we talked about this on the show the other day, the second look thing, that the Robertson goal is very much a Mendy goal. Like down the left-hand side, squared it, fella at the back post, just taps it in. So, yeah, I mean, they might have lost De Bruyne, but...
Let's hope it is a blow. I mean, I think he is one of those players, like, he reminds me a little bit of Gerrard, and what I mean by that is that he's one of those players that can, like, take a game by a scruff of the neck. Like, if it's not happening, it almost seems like he decides, get me on the ball, I'm going to put it in the top bin, or get me on the ball, I'm going to pick out the strikers, I'm going to make something happen. He's one of those players, so hopefully... maybe they get a few results, maybe they get a few draws in games that they might have won if he'd have been on the pitch. That kind of thing.
We've got it like it's an advantage to us to a certain degree, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been plugging away about Heritage on Castle Street. Great place to go for a scran, especially if you're over in Liverpool for the match. So here's a little bit more on Heritage.
There's these Talking Reds are now sponsored by Heritage, which is a fantastic restaurant bar which is opened up on Castle Street and owned by our friends Alex and Antonia. It's a wonderful place just to have something to eat or a few drinks late at night as well. They're open every day of the week. So if you're a local looking for somewhere good on a Friday and Saturday night, or if you're in town for the match and you're looking for a good recommendation, we can highly recommend Heritage, either for some food, some drinks, or whatever you fancy. They'll look after you.
Hello, we're Heritage Restaurant and Bar on Castle Street. I've always wanted my own place, being a chef for 20 years, and that was allowed to happen 2 years ago when myself and my wife sold our house, and we decided to do something different with the money. We opened 1st of Feb, and yeah, it's going great. Wherever we can, we source locally, whether it be our chard from McGull, kale from Molyneux Kale Company, Love Lane beer, which is proven very popular at the moment. When and wherever we can, we will always source locally.
Okay, so that's Heritage on Castle Street there. Check it out. They are our mates and it's worth your while. I've had there. It was great. They do nice beer as well, which is important, obviously. So get yourself down there, go and have a look. Okay, we're back. We're going to do a few more questions and then we'll wrap up. I got asked one on this Reddit thread that I was talking about before, and I just wondered what your take would be on this, Kobe. The question was from Lemon Pledge, nice name there. It says, what do you think FSG's most important contribution has been to this club?
Good question, isn't it?
It is good.
I think the first thing that comes to mind, like as an overall thing, is a level of sort of business professionalism and stability. I think, and this is an interesting thing across the board with football, I think probably football fans didn't realise before how badly run football clubs have been and still are for the most part. And I think what you're seeing now is, it's no coincidence that sort of hedge fund owners who are self-made and done really well and done well in different fields, and similar people similar to that who are good at structuring businesses have come in and transformed a section of football clubs, and that's leaving other football clubs behind because they're still being run. And this is what Liverpool used to be like big family businesses basically, and that's harsh on family businesses that are well run. I just think generally, like even the things like stuff I've defended to them for over the years, that they learn from the mistakes. Yeah. If you look at now compared to when they first came in, it was very much like, we don't know how to run a football club, and they've had to learn on the job. And the problem with running anything like this is it's very public. Yeah. So all your mistakes are public, and whenever you make a mistake, everyone's like, right, you need to get out, you need to be sacked. You'll have heard me talk about stuff like this before. I hate that. I hate when people demand people be sacked or resign for making mistakes in the public eye. That's literally how you stop people. People, what you were saying before about you dominating space and that. One of the things I get comments on is saying the word literally. So now even when I say it once, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't really say that. I can't not say certain words. It's impossible. But yeah, they've visibly learned from their mistakes, and they're still not perfect before anyone starts saying we're in their pockets, which we've been accused of many times, haven't we?
I hate all that shit. We're allowed to just talk about it and have an opinion, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean like John Henry's flying over the house, dropping a sack of money down the chimney pot. But, that'd be nice because got some debts to pay there, John.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened so far. I mean, what I said on it was that I think the biggest thing is that, and I think you touched on it, that they've adapted, if you like, that they haven't come in. To me, when they first arrived, there was a little bit of. Initially, John Henry says we're here to learn, as well as he said we're here to win, but he also said initially the need to learn. You've seen him, carrying a load of Liverpool books. He met Liverpool fans, and then all of a sudden all that seemed to die away a little bit, and it felt to me like they thought they had the secrets. They thought they had a back door to success. Yeah. You had all the money ball stuff. You had the profile on the players, the transfer committee, all that sort of stuff. Feels to me we're a long way away from that now.
Yeah.
And some of that is down to them as well. I mean, the fact that we can spend the money we can spend is because they've been better commercially. Yeah. There's something published the other day showing how much match day revenue various clubs are making these days, and Liverpool, whether we like it or not, from a business perspective, is doing well on that score. Yep. And that obviously helps the club, hopefully have more success on the pitch. So I just think on and off the pitch right now, it's pretty feel good, and it definitely hasn't been in the past, and they deserve some credit for that. And if that prompts a million people saying I'm up John Henry's arse, then up their heads. That's
the ironic thing about that is, and I don't know how many people know this, but Klopp mentioned this in a pre-season interview, it might have been even with you, that most people, everyone talks about John Henry and Tom Werner, but their LFC man is Mike Gordon. And from what I know, and I've got some information on this, he's brilliant. Like, apparently he's absolutely amazing, and he's across everything. And I've read stuff about him in his business life, and apparently he's like a very smart cookie, as you'd imagine. But he applies that to Liverpool, and he's obsessed with the place, and he wants to win. And Klopp mentioned him specifically, of saying he's my main man, my main contact, and he's great. So people bang on about John Henry and that, but yeah, Gordon's the man apparently.
What's your favourite flavour of ice cream?
That's a random one. Was that on there, or was that just one of yours? You're just curious because we haven't seen each other for a bit.
It was on there. Someone asked it.
Favourite flavour of ice cream? I'm a big Ben and Jerry's man. So I'm bad for ice cream, Like I'm trying to give up sugar, and ice cream's the thing that drags me back all the time. Every time I think I'm out. Cookie dough. I'm a big fan of cookie dough. If you can just have ice cream and then just add other chocolate to it, and like other things that are bad for you made of sugar. So like Ben and Jerry's do like a cookie dough ice cream cookie sandwich now. Have you seen that?
No.
So it's cookie dough ice cream inside a cookie. It's just incredible. What's yours? You see, I'm a fan of ice cream.
I answered it. It was one of the Reddit questions. I just mint choc chip for me.
Just straight down the line.
Just straight down the line. Mint. I've never done all them Ben and Jerry's things. I know they exist, but like they look really, really unhealthy.
They are.
They look like a week's
they
worth
are.
of calories.
I think the fellas who invented Ben and Jerry's like died. They're like, well, everyone dies. That's a ridiculous statement to make. They died, therefore ice cream's bad for you. That's the type of thing you get a Netflix program about, and then people come and tell me you can't eat ice cream, you'll die. But yeah, I think they died of like heart attacks, and you're like, well, spend your life eating ice cream, that might happen. This is one of my big things in life as well, when people go mad about stuff. Yeah, do what you want. I mean, eating loads of ice cream is probably going to shorten my life, but then drinking straight vodka will as well, so I enjoy it.
Well, I was just going to say, if you enjoy it, it's up to you, innit? You only live once.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we have been doing loads of video. I mean, we've had a bit of a mess about on this one, obviously, but that's Talking Reds, isn't it? But we've done some serious football chat videos lately, and they've gone down really well, so thanks very much for supporting them. We've done a post-match pint show straight after the game in Hotel Tia. That went down well. We've done a second look. Kopi was on that one along with Johnny Milburn, and we sort of pulled out a couple of talking points from the win over West Ham. That's gone down well as well. And then today we'll be recording a new preview show looking ahead to the Crystal Palace game. That'll be out tomorrow, and that will include a chat with some Crystal Palace fans who went down to Crystal Palace. We're not messing about with these videos, you know what I mean? Really proud of how they've looked and how they've done, to be honest, and you know, big shout out to Sam Walker, who doesn't end up on these videos, doesn't end up on this side of the video, so you don't really know maybe what he looks like. He's the Arsenal fan who we've had on now and then. We've pulled him in when Wenger was going and things like that. But he's done a great job. He's done a great job setting up the studio and filming it all and grafting on it. Everyone's working hard, and so far so good. So watch them if you haven't done already on our YouTube channel. But always remember that we, you know, first and foremost, we are about podcasts. The free ones are out there. The subscriptions there as well. Give it all a try. Just give it all a try. It's 7 years we've been doing the Anfield app now. It's still flying. We're made up that it's flying. We love our job. You know.
Job.
It is a job. don't be getting my dad going again. My dad watches these.
Can't wait to meet your dad.
You know what I mean? He's not convinced. Like, it's his turn to pick the kids up again for a full day next Thursday. And I can guarantee you I'm going to be late, because he'll rock up and he'll just be like, you don't have to be in work early. It doesn't. You can just go and do what you please. And I'm like, no, it's a job. I'm setting an example. I'm a director of this company. Right, that has been anyway Talking Reds. So check out Heritage. Check out heritageart.com. Check out theanfieldapp.com. Up the Reds.
Really, it's been this much excitement going into a new season as there is now. Since 2011, the Anfield App's been your companion, home and away supporting Liverpool. We cover every game, we're at every game in one way or another. We're doing previews, we're doing match reviews, we're looking at everything in detail, all the transfer news with us. We're doing as close as possible, instant reaction to all the news and events that matter to you. Throughout 2018, wherever Liverpool have been, we've been as well. We went to Rome, we went to Kiev, and this summer we've covered the pre-season games in Dublin, as well as the tour in the United States of America, where we got exclusive interviews with Andy Robertson and Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp.
I loved the last season because I really felt how we all came together.
Next year we'll be adding even more video content to our award-winning audio content, so it's a great time to get involved with the Anfield app, share the journey of supporting LFC with us.